Hello and welcome back to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's dumbest moments of the week. Well, today we turn to yet another dumb moment, this time coming on the side train of this whole mailbox, postal service, USPS trend. For those who don't know, there's been a lot of talk about mail-in voting here in America, which has caused many Democrats to support the Postal Service and that system for a very strange reason. Basically, what's going on, if you want a little background, well, there's been this virus spreading across the globe, and it's caused many different things to happen. People have been closing down places. Countries have issued mask mandates. There's been all kinds of things closed down. The movies have been canceled. Nothing's getting released. And in addition, what's been suggested recently by Democrats was they want to vote by mail. They want everyone to mail in their ballots instead of going to vote in polling stations, which has been a tradition in our country for hundreds of years. People have always voted in person here, and for good reason. It's hard to cheat that way. It's more reliable and safe and keeps the continuity and the integrity of our country intact. But the Democrats aren't really concerned with that. They want to win no matter what, so they're suggesting this mail by voting premise, and that's why they're trying to get that pushed. And that's what brings us to AOC's new moment. AOC has recently come out in support of the USPS too, and she has a very, very silly suggestion as a way to get it going. Now, this is bad for a number of reasons. The USPS is already overwhelmed and terrible, and they can't handle normal mail, but that's really besides the point. We're going to talk about AOC's awful suggestion and more about the mail and the postal service and all this other stuff soon. So we'll get to that all in a moment. But first, let's check out our sponsor. Hey guys, today I want to talk to you about another great offer and your chance to get another awesome free gold coin. This time we're giving out a 2020 firefighter coin, and it could be yours today. All you got to do is pay for the shipping cost. Well, that's right. These firefighters are really great American heroes who deserve our respect and honor, and that's why I say we should all try getting one of these gold coins today. Not only is it free, you only have to pay for the shipping, but also, as you can see here, it has a nice plastic case. It's really, really well made. It's got cool designs on it. Yeah, it's awesome. It's a really good coin. It's solid gold, and you're supporting not only America, but our firefighters. Get yourself a free coin by clicking our special link below. Thanks for your time, and now back to the show. Great, now that that's out of the way, let's talk more about the Postal Service. Basically, what happened last week was the actual USPS, the United States Postal Service, they announced themselves that they wouldn't be able to handle mail-in voting. Yeah, they said they're already pretty strapped, and especially in some of the bigger states, some of the more important battleground states in our election, well, they're not going to be able to have mail-in voting for sure, and many others might have trouble with it too. So it already seems like a lost cause, but don't worry, AOC has a suggestion of how to save it. What is that suggestion? Well, Alex thinks we should start pen pals and start mailing more letters to get the system going better or something. I don't know what the logic is with that. She wants to more people to buy stamps and send money to the post office or something. Maybe, I'm not sure, but that's her new plan. She wants people to get pen pals, which is essentially where you write letters back and forth between people. Like, this is something people used to do back in the day, like before email and the internet. You'd write each other letters and stuff like that. And it's been done in the present too, kind of as a novelty, kind of for fun. But that's what AOC's suggesting, and it's really just wrong for a number of reasons. I mean, as I already stated, the Postal Service already has admitted they won't be able to handle this mail-in voting situation, so I don't get why giving them more work to do would make that better or easier. Like, they're just going to overstress the system and make things worse. And in addition to that, there's also a lot of hypocrisy to this suggestion. Basically, AOC has been this sort of wannabe green candidate, wannabe green politician. She always pushes these things like saving the environment, stop global warming, end climate change. Like, she had this whole big fake plan called the Green New Deal that came out last year. It was just a pipe dream filled with all kinds of silly ideas. And I bring this up now because she's suggesting that we do more mailing and send more letters in the mail. And I don't think she realizes all the environmental implications. Like, she's supposed to be this environmental green politician, but if you do more mail, like first of all, you're going to have more paper, more plastic, more trash and garbage that's going to get sent around in the mail. And in addition, I don't think she realizes all the trucks and all the gas that is burnt to send and deliver stuff. Like more weight in those trucks means they're going to burn more gas and they're going to have to drive more miles. And it's really just not a good idea for the government and for the environment specifically. So that's a real big kind of contradiction with this idea. And I wasn't the only one to notice it either. Let's go ahead and go to a tweet that was a response from AOC's video. It comes from Ashley St. Clair. She says, AOC wants to ban cow farts and airplanes for the environment, but also wants everybody in the nation to write letters using dead trees because Donald Trump bad, post office good. Very well put, Ashley. I would just add in the fact that those trucks and those mail services burn a lot of gas and have a lot of other environmental impacts too, like the paper is just the beginning of it. But besides that, this is really, really on point, and it's really, really funny too. We'll get to AOC's actual video in a moment, but what I noticed right away is, yeah, Donald Trump bad, post office good. And this just reminds me of how pro post office the liberals are all of a sudden. Like out of nowhere, they're all of a sudden supporting the post office, and it's pretty obvious and transparent why. Like they want this mail-in voting thing to happen across the country. They're trying to use this COVID disease pandemic as a catalyst to ignite that move. And on top of that, we know that these kinds of ballots are less secure. They're more apt to be cheated. You don't know who's really filling out the ballot. No one's in person. No one's showing an ID or proving who they are with an address or some kind of other information. So it's obviously opened things up to get cheated upon. And that's something we've talked about in other videos too. Like last week, there was a Jamie Lee Curtis story where an actress was like accusing Trump of cheating by stealing some mail trucks for some reason. It was actually just her seeing a mail truck getting towed because it was broken down, but she got all paranoid and started saying Trump's going to cheat. And it kind of showed their hand. Like the Democrats know deep down inside that it's easier to cheat with this mail-in stuff. That's why they got paranoid that Trump's going to cheat, but really it's them. They're the ones angling to cheat. And now they're kind of like turning and accusing Trump of it because they're so like in that story. They know that cheating is possible, and that's what they don't want to admit themselves. So with that said, we've already got enough preface there. Let's go ahead and check out the video.
Hello, everyone. I have been thinking about ways to help you help the post office. And I think I've got an idea, and I'm interested in hearing your thoughts. So one of the best ways to support the post office is to buy stamps. What do you all think? Would you guys be down and excited if I set up a national progressive pen pal program?
Wow, that sounds awful already. Just sounds like the silliest idea. It's like a harebrained scheme. I don't know if she thought this through or has any idea what she's talking about, but it's bad. It's like we said, we already debunked this idea, like set up a national pen pal program, but it's also got to be progressive. Like she's all about the progressive pen pal stuff. Like, oh, we're only going to talk to progressives. And then, yeah, also, I mean, when she says progressive, she means far left, socialist, virtual communists, like terrible people that want to ruin our country and just destroy democracy, destroy capitalism, make us into this sort of baby versus nanny state, like Big Brother, stuff like that. And yeah, so we debunked the idea. We could see that she's just musing here. She's just coming up with silly things on the fly. This is another example of AOC doing a live stream and just kind of like saying dumb stuff in the moment. Like she does a lot of live streams trying to like look down to earth and cool and like hip, and I could use the computer. But when she gets on the fly and just starts to ramble like this and doesn't have a filter, doesn't have a script, doesn't have an editor, we could see how simple-minded and just terrible she is. She's not a very smart person. She's not to be taken seriously. She's just a girl that got elected because of her identity and because she was in the right place in the right time. Being a female helps a lot. Some people find that attractive. I know, you could question that or decide on that if you will, but that's the real point of what's going on here.
Do all the work of connecting you to somebody else. We would offer maybe some conversation prompts or postcard prompts, and even like a printable postcard format. You just send it out. Would you guys be down? Do you like that idea?
No one likes that idea. I mean, it's just like the worst lame idea. It's like something you do in school. Like I was saying, like this is something I remember you used to have a pen pal when you're a kid and you're in like 8th grade or something, maybe younger, like 4th or 5th grade, and you're learning how to write and, write English, form sentences, use punctuation. That's when they do pen pals. Like you do it as a kid. It's like a chore. It's not fun. It's not exciting. It's just a lame plan. And I don't think it would help either. I mean, that's the other thing. Like we got to think, do we really want to help the post office? Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with that. I'm not against making our services better, like just like how we'd want to support other, national tax funded services like police, firefighters, hospital workers, sometimes things like that. But that's actually the thing here that's funny. It's like the Democrats are all against the police and they want to defund them, but then they want to give more funds to the postal service and they want to give them money by buying stamps, which won't work, by the way. I mean, stamps are not profitable for them. I mean, the whole post office system is not profitable. I mean, they haven't made any profit in years, and that's to be expected. I mean, it's a public service. You're not really thinking, oh, we want the cops to make money or this other service to make money, whatever, Child Protective Services or the Environmental Protection Agency. Those aren't made to make money. But the point is, like, if the post office and buying stamps was going to give them a profit, it would have already happened. But stamps are just, they're not going to give them money. I mean, they cost you like what? Like, I don't even know what a stamp costs now, like $1. So here are the postage rates. It goes from 55 cents to 35, 15, and 50. I mean, it's really low. Like stamps are cheap. And you got to think, I mean, what is actually a profit here? I don't know, but this is not a good system. This is not how it just goes to show this socialist doesn't understand capitalism. She doesn't understand business and how to turn a profit and increase the productivity of a business. Like the real solution would be like to donate money to the USPS, basically, like to give yourself a higher tax bracket, like pay more in taxes or just straight up donate money and cash a check towards them. But they'd also have to raise the price on stamps if they wanted to actually be profitable here. But that's not really the point. The point is AOC doesn't understand this. She doesn't understand anything. She's making a silly suggestion that's really not going to help anything. And it's part of a plan for the Democrats to try and steal this election. That's what's really the bottom line here. 2020 in November, we're going to vote. That's like 3 months from now. It's really not far. And that's why the Democrats are ramping up this mail by vote kind of propaganda. And it's really crazy too, because it's not on the books yet. And we're only a few months away. Like changing the rules this close to the election is very sketchy. If you ask me, it's like they're just trying to cheat and sneak something in right before things are about to happen. I mean, I've said this before. It's like changing the rules to the World Series, like right before the 7th game. We're right in the final hours of this whole year in election season. You can't change the whole system. Like maybe if they wanted to change this for next time and switch to mail-in voting on the next election, that's something we could talk about and have a plan for. But the fact that they think they can try and do it this late in the game makes no sense. And it shows that they're not thinking clearly, they're not being honest, and they're trying to steal this thing. That about wraps things up. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure you comment your thoughts on everything below. Also hit that like button if you enjoyed what you saw. Subscribe if you're new and hit the bell for notifications. Until next time, have a great day.